Hey there guys, Mass Bandit here.
Hey there, before we start the episode, just a few little housekeeping notes. We recorded this on September the 2nd, so our thoughts on Planet Coaster 2 might be a little outdated. John finished Conifer Slopes, so that's done. And I have two videos that are coming out here pretty soon. One is for Planet Botanic and one is for Nagali. So once I get those completed, they will be on the channel. Thanks.
Along with Mike.
Woo! I'm N7. I'm not Mike.
Well, I don't know. Your YouTube channel is Mike Sheets.
That's
Fine.
true. But
Hey
I'm
there,
N7.
guys. Fine. Hey there, guys. Mass Bandit here with N7.
Thank you. And State of the Bro Nation. Only 6 years late.
6 years
Let's do
later.
it.
Woo! We're
excited. There's something coming up, and I don't know what's coming. Like there's a
Halloween.
feeling of excitement. Oh, there.
Halloween,
is pretty
spooky
nice,
season,
yeah.
Christmas,
Yeah, spoopy.
my birthday,
When's your birthday?
May.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, why don't you
Not
dox
even
yourself
close.
on this?
Not even close.
No,
What's
Planet
coming?
Coaster 2. Holy crap.
Air horn noises. I'm very.
You are your own
excited for that.
soundboard.
I am. Hey, it's been a while since we've done this. I gotta get in the flow. I was nervous.
Yeah.
About Planet Coaster 2 at first.
Yeah.
How are you? Upon release, reveal trailer. I was at Canada's Wonderland the day the reveal trailer went out. That was pretty cool. I'm standing there in line. I'm like, oh, look. So,
Yeah,
how did you go?
when I first saw it, I was kind of like, okay. Well, the reveal trailer, just showed that it was like water parks kind of centric. I was like, I wonder if this is going to be more of a water park game. And then, as they have continued to release more information, it's been like, oh crap, this might be good.
Yeah, I was a little apprehensive at first as well. I was like, oh no, especially because a lot of the information at first was so water park centric. As someone who could give not any cares at all about water parks, which I understand so many people wanted it. I get the direction, but I am also allowed to say I am not excited by that direction. But to see, if everyone, that's cool. I am in the minority of someone who doesn't care and never wanted water parks in my roller coaster game. But anyway, I do think as they've gone along, like you said, like the not even the coaster side of it, just the quality of life, the base coding of the game, like the stuff we can do that has nothing to do with coasters is really exciting.
Well, as somebody who has to deal a lot with the path system, that alone, I assumed they had to make it better because the pools were not going to work otherwise. But that just kind of snowballed into so many more improvements. I'm very excited.
You can see the growth, you can see the evolution from Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo into the Jurassic World. Like the way those paths get laid looks a lot more like Jurassic World evolution. But then to add on to it with the brush or the sketch or the stamp tool, those are really exciting things. I'm very, very pumped for those. And also the custom rides, that's gonna be very exciting. Let us make themed versions of these rides.
Okay, so see that bit still kind of concerns me a little bit, with
Really?
the moving scenery pieces, because there has to be a limit. Gravity has to hit at some point. We can't do everything we want to do.
You mean no? I think you'll just have to. But even still, the idea that instead of giving us a flat ride with a giant witch on it, that now I've finally gotten to use in Conifer for the first time in however many years this game has been out.
Right.
Let me make my own, let me make my aquatic one or my tiki one or my spooky one and then put it wherever I want. I like that. I think that's going to be great.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. I just think so. Like we were talking about in our season 2 for Planet Bro Coaster chat,
we have one.
We were talking about if we get we do have one. If we get boats or something like that, it's one of the users was like, oh, well, if we get boats, then we can just put scenery and make it the boat that we want it to be. I'm like, I just don't know if that's going to be fully possible, if we're going to be able to have 1,000 pieces moving on a single sort of point of movement.
Yeah, I'm sure
like that might kill the game.
Yeah, I don't think there will be a hard cap like coded into the game, but I just think your computer will refuse to work. Your computer will burst into flames.
That'll be your scenery cap.
Right. Yeah, your scenery cap is your PC, which, thank God. Hey, I'm glad I got a new computer for City Skylines 2.
Yeah, how's those series going?
I want to play, but I also am so angry about how it all went down. I don't want to play.
Yeah, I can understand that. I'm, like I said, super excited. It's mostly the building blocks that have me excited. I haven't even really looked at rides, coasters, transports, or anything like that. But it seems like as much as there may be less enthusiasm, like just raw enthusiasm about who is making the game, is such a more competent team who is looking at the better analytics and understanding that you're probably not going to get everybody. It's not going to be sort of like the big Roller Coaster Tycoon original that you're going to bring all these demographics in.
It's not
really
the first
catering towards us,
right? It's not really the first game. Planet Coaster came out at the perfect time, right after the epic failure of Roller Coaster Tycoon World. Kind of the same thing, not to bring it, but the same thing. City Skylines was so successful because SimCity 2013 was such a shit show.
Yeah, shat the bed.
Yeah, absolutely. That Planet Coaster just hit it right. And so, I think that's fair. You're not going to have this huge... Maybe you will. Maybe you'll have a huge player base. But, I think they've understood. I think by having the first game, the Frontier has understood who's going to keep playing their game at the end. Because, the same thing happened with Zoo. It's all the intense Zoo nerds that are still playing the Zoo game, you know? So to have that idea as you're building your sequel, to give these basic things, I'm convinced that Parades is going to be a DLC. Just because they've coded this whole thing of attaching scenery pieces to rides, that just screams Parade DLC to me. And I'm hopeful that with pools, Resort DLC, these are the things that what we've seen so far gets me excited for more than what themes are in the game, what rides are in the game, because all that stuff can come later. I think...
Well, and
Go ahead.
We found that with the initial themes of the game, we created the parks we wanted to create, even if we didn't have the pieces. Yeah. We figured out that you can use the back of windows to make a really nice stuff. We'll find those pieces. I'm not worried about that at all. I don't need the game to come with a ton of themes.
I need it to be...
but pieces that actually work and function.
I need to have a lot more recolorable than what Zoo started with.
Yeah. Yes. Which I think they are in that range. The fact that it has recolorable is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Kind of a game changer.
Yeah, that's crazy. There are some big... Oh, that's a game changer moment. And I think Paths is probably the biggest. And if they figured out how to break up peep groups, that's going to be a huge thing. It seems they've done that with the slides. So that could lead to some really, really interesting things as well. So excited to see what happens with Planet Coaster 2. Assuming November launch, I would bet, right?
I would assume.
That's when they all
usually it gives enough time. I figure they'll do the same thing that they did for Zoo. They'll launch in the beginning of November, and then they'll have a DLC right before Christmas, and then off to the races.
Boom. Every 3 months, hopefully. That's kind of how it's been, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that Zoo is right on track. That's why, as much as I do remember the development of Planet Coaster, and I do remember the excitement behind it, it was, in retrospect, a bit of a shit show of a game when it first came out.
How it was managed.
The weird dichotomy between trying to create an actual game and then having the creative tools be nerfed for no reason does not seem to be the problem here this time at all.
Yeah, we'll find out. I'm excited to find out more. So bring on the next deep dive, Frontier, because you're clearly listening to us right now.
So because of that, we've seen an uptick in interest in donation. Probably helps that a lot of people are trying to finish their projects.
Conifer Slopes enters the chat. Yes, we are all trying to finish our projects before Planet Coaster 2 comes out. Like, it's been so great to see. Like, Jonty is an active member in our community now, and like Ruby's been back working on Small Park with Pigeon, and that just chef's kiss. That is one of my favorite little projects. I love it so much. It's so good.
Yeah, I've recently become enamored with Stevetown.
Oh God, yeah. Like, my day is complete when there's a Stevetown episode. It's just his color choices are just so good, and I don't know if anyone does generic better. I'm gonna say it. Like, his generic is so good. And like the parts of No Name Landia that he did are just so on point. So to see a whole park of nothing but that is just so good.
Well, it's so lived in. It just feels like those buildings have been there for decades.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. It'll be awesome to see. I hope we can get it done.
And Kinderly.
Oh yeah.
Started a
Look at this guy.
Series.
He sounds much better by himself than when he's with us. Like, I was like, oh, you're actually kind of interesting to listen to. You're a lot less robotic when it's just you.
Well, yeah, he was going through some, like, that was
with roommates.
You met him in
stuff.
person. He's basically the same. He's the same person.
Yeah, he is what he is. That's a great project, too, though. I just, like, with Stevetown and Small Park and all these projects coming back, it's like, God, look at all these people that are way better than me.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
It's
so good.
So it's exciting to be in the planning stages of another sort of like mega park, because these people are so damn good.
That's right. And now they've all got their own channels, so that actually solves our problem of what channel is this all going to go on. That'll be exciting. Exactly. That'll be so great. Oh man, yeah, I'm excited to finish Conifer. Like, I am. When we're done recording, I'm going to go hop on, and I might be 98% done. I know.
Damn.
That shit's been going on since 2007. Have you been in the game? I know you were trying to work on a float, and the game crashed on you or something?
Yeah, the game crashed on me. I was in yesterday recording with Kinderly, the sort of like the final Nagali episode of Planet Coaster
I wasn't
1.
going to bring it up. Nice. There's a Nagali What Could Have Been episode coming out?
A Nagali of what is already there and what has just not been shown and what will be. Yeah.
When is that dropping?
Oh, I don't know. I still have a freaking Planet Botanic episode to get out that I recorded 5 weeks ago.
Wow, I didn't know that. Planet Botanic, man, still plugging away at the old zoo, huh?
Well, that was not me. That was Haribo and Mrs. Haribo.
Oh, yeah.
Building the beautiful Japanese garden, so I need to get that out because...
That's right. Well, that's
bad.
Honestly, it's been nice to see you back in the community after the announcement of Planet Coaster 2. It's awesome to have the gang back, so it's been awesome. It's been exciting.
Yeah. It's been nice to have time to, like, just enjoy things again. Not feel exhausted all the time.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. This is the first time I've had the Planko Drive since COVID, honestly.
Yeah.
This is the most, like, my channel has been dead since COVID up until this summer. And it was the announcement of, like, it was just like, well, let's get this done. And then, boom, the announcement came, and now I've been riding high ever since. So it's been so good to see all the old faces and the new faces, too, come on in and hanging out. And yeah, like, I know one project we both were talking about before we hopped on here was Cheez-Its Decades Park. That's really, really cool. I'm loving that project. So I think it's spectacular.
Yeah, it's just nice to see the share is nice and busy again.
Yep. And like, not to ignore the zoo folk, but we are coaster people at heart. So it's nice to see our little corner of Bro Nation being active once again. So
and on that note, I mean, we'll still keep zoo up, of course, as it happens in games. You will. What?
We are shuttering the zoo portion of
We're shutting it down.
No, I'm kidding. No, you will always. Zoo players will always have a home on the nation.
Yeah, it'll get less busy, but there'll be more opportunities. I think once the game stops being updated, modding will kind of kick into overdrive because they'll be able to do mods that don't break.
That's true.
And really make the game that they want.
That's true.
Which is happening with Planco too.
Right.
Just slightly late. Slightly.
I wonder why it's taken so much longer. But yeah, there is some modding coming to Planet Coaster, apparently. There's a whole crew that have figured out like custom elements, potentially, custom track, custom cars and trains. Mm-hmm. I don't know much more other than it is in the process. Have you looked into it any more than that?
I mean, not really. Kinderly kind of said it best yesterday, where I'm no longer allowed to build a roller coaster ever, so I don't even look at those things anymore.
I'm still gonna try. Yeah, it's incredible though. And then apparently the rumors are if they can crack this code to Planco 1, it sets themselves up to get a head start on Planet Coaster 2. Which would be incredible if we can have that kind of modding support from the very beginning. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, because then theoretically, if you could do that, you could certainly do scenery and stuff. One would hope. I don't know. Is there custom scenery in Zoo?
One would hope.
I mean...
yes, there is.
Okay, because there's custom animals.
But it breaks.
Oh, every time the game updates, it breaks.
It breaks if you don't have it.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Or if you don't have it installed. I get you. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and the other thing too is that these games are optimized for their own sort of like scenery. As much as TMTK has extended the life of this thing, it has made playing the game really difficult, especially when loading into the damn park.
Yep.
And, oh my god!
I have so much TMTK. It's
not very fun.
It's awful. It takes everything crawls, every menu. Actually, not the game, not the in-game as you're playing menus, like the scenery and that's all okay. But like anytime you go to save or load, or if you try to save a blueprint, oh my god, it just is like no, hard no. I was dealing with that. I was dealing all the backstage stuff for No Name Landia to put into Conifer because I'm not doing it, and it takes like 3 minutes for the blueprint menu to load when you click the make a blueprint of this. It's
oh my god!
It's bad. I have so much unnecessary TMTK, and I tried to purge, but then I had to re-download a whole bunch when I opened up Conifer, and re-download a bunch when I opened up Summer Day. I was like, God damn it!
Oh no!
Yeah. So it is what it is. I considered purging all my TMTK and then resubscribing to it when I went to open the park, but I do not want my computer to work that hard for that long.
Or have your internet be that out.
Right.
That
well, I have the high-speed fiber optics now, so we're good. But we do fancy internet. 300-something up and down. Hey. Sorry.
Shut up. You know what? Shut up.
How's the wheelbarrows of internet treating you? Wheelbarrows.
It's fine. We won't talk about it.
Okay, well.
Okay. Lines are in. They say 2025. Maybe the lines will actually get to where they need to go, and we can actually have fiber.
Ooh.
But
well, that's pretty good for Montana. I mean, I'm surprised you even got electricity out there.
Shut.
Actually, it's like really hip happening place, isn't it? Like that's a really fast growing area. Or am I?
Yeah, the area that I'm in is faster growing.
Anyway, that's not about Bronation. Whatever. We'll move along.
That's not about Bronation. What else we got?
I don't know. Here? I'm just hanging out, chatting. Oh, did you want to talk a little bit about our thoughts for season 2? A true Bro Coaster season 2?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, we're gonna make one. There you go.
True. Yes.
The end. Next topic.
Yeah.
It's coming.
We're getting the gang back together.
And plus, pretty much anyone that has a blue name is invited to be a part. Is going to be like a main staple. And I think we're still going to probably want to invite some folks that we know are really good.
I think so.
Like my first thought, just throwing it out there, duct tape for them, and basically because like they won the Bro Down that one year with that troll ride, like and he's actually I saw him posting some stuff for the first time in forever, and like and Remnant, all the people that are just good at life.
Well, the nice thing about Remnant is that you get a J-Ash with it.
Oh, yes, it's a package deal, huh?
You get a 2 for 1.
Nice. You love to see it. I got a
But yeah, we're super inspired by Epic Universe, so I think that's the direction we're gonna go. Just not quite as large. I kind of want to stick to maybe an Islands of Adventure size.
Islands of
park,
Adventure is still. Have you been to Islands of Adventure? It's pretty big.
It's big, but it's mostly water, which is kind of nice.
Okay. Yeah, so we're looking at like a hub, aren't we? Or just an entrance area that leads to a lagoon. We're not quite sure on the actual details of the layout yet, but
I would say I'm thinking like entrance port, so like a alternate universe of our different sort of bro projects that we've had over the course of Planet Coaster 1, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, and
a multiverse, a bronation verse.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Just kind of celebrating those projects without having to redo them, because a lot of people are always like, "Oh yeah, whatever happened to that project?" It's like, well, that died in darkness.
Right, like there will be no conifer in Planet Coaster 2. It's weird to say, but there will not be.
Right.
So, cool. Yeah, and then we are all pitching 4 to 5 themed lands. We're gonna do a highly themed park. I think timeline-wise, it's as if it opened in the late 90s, very similar to Islands of Adventure, so that we can still have some history to explore, like the history of a pre-planned park or a master planned park, which is it's super interesting. Like, have you been following the building of Epic Universe? Like, I use Theme Park Stop is the YouTube channel I'm watching all the time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's cool to see, and like they talk about, oh, this is an expansion plot. This is an expansion plot. This is what it looks like now. Here's what might happen. Like the history behind that kind of stuff that's happened with Islands of Adventure. That'd be interesting. Like maybe we have like a smattering or like the vestiges of a lost continent, because there's nothing left to Lost Continent anymore in that park because Harry Potter has eaten everything. So
yeah, exactly.
That would be super interesting.
Lost Continent is possibly turned into a Zelda land. I don't even know how
I've
that's
heard
possible.
that. I've heard
think
that.
there's going to be any room for that.
I don't know. But then you also got like the rebranding of parts of Jurassic, or like in the Hollywood Universal, like Jurassic Park has been remodeled into Jurassic World, right? So there's all that thing, or like what do you do, or like you have like the whole Toon Lagoon being a bunch of IPs that no one really knows or cares about anymore. Like how does that function? Like, yeah, that's the kind of stuff that's...
I think it functions to keep Spider-Man the ride.
No, not that. Toon
from
Lagoon.
losing.
Like the Dudley Do-Right and the Betty Boop and the things like that. Not Marvel
not
Island. No, Marvel will always exist so that they keep Disney. They keep Marvel out of Florida Disney. That's why that exists for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Toon Lagoon was cool though. I mean,
it is great. The water rides are fantastic.
Yeah. So I think in that way it's probably safe. Because they don't seem to be that interested in just like converting IP for the sake of IP.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't know. Those are the thoughts and the historical context with which we want to apply a season 2, I think. It's like the complete 180 of No Name Landing. No Name Landing was a park steeped in history and grew organically. This is going to be a master planned park that's been around for the last 30 years or so. That sounds great to me. That sounds exciting. So
it still gives some time to have like different areas that feel a little bit different, or additions can look like a little bit more freshened up.
Right.
We'll see how much we actually hold on to that when we get into the game and realize we can't do
remember,
that.
like I said, we've all picked themes, so we are all batting around ideas for themes. We've all picked themes that are impossible to do with the game, with the scenery that has been announced so far. So good on us.
Exactly. Yeah.
We'll find the next windows as walls. We'll figure it out.
And then last thing before we go, the community parade, just kind of like a last celebration of Planco 1.
Yeah, as of when we're recording this, there is a little less than a month left to get your floats in. Go crazy, have fun. The ones that have been turned in so far are just, every single one of them absolutely kills it. I am so excited to put this together. And I think Mike and I are going to be making the video together, and we're going to be like parade announcers kind of thing. Like, oh, now you're going to... That's my thought for it, at least. And yeah, I think it's going to be really, really, really fun. So make sure you get those in so that you can be a part of it. It's not a competition. You do not need, if you build a float, and you put it in the channel, it's in the parade, you know? I'm not gonna gatekeep anyone.
Well, unless it has like something super offensive.
Of course.
Obviously not.
Skill is not going to be keeping you out of the parade. Being an ass will.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a celebration.
Yeah.
And then once Planet Coaster 2 comes out, we'll talk about potentially having a contest within the community again.
Yeah.
I anticipate there's going to be a big sort of like resurgence of players.
I hope.
So we'll want to kind of ride that.
That's right. And I know eventually we're going to do broker. I don't know if we're going to be ready for season 2 when the game launches. Like we tried so hard with Zoo to do that and realized like a lot of what we wanted to do couldn't be done with the pieces available to us.
Exactly.
So maybe that won't happen right away, but we might get our feet wet. So if that were the case, do you have a project that you are thinking about as something that you want to dip your toes into Plinko 2 with?
Yeah, I would say probably even worse than not having this ready for like Bro Coaster would be I want to bring Nagali into Planet Coaster 2, but again, don't really know what we can do until we have it and we can figure out what we can do with it.
Cool. I think I'm going to just play the game. Like that's not true. I'm going to sandbox it, but I'm going to build the themes that Frontier gives us, I think. And that will be where I build and add on any DLCs we get and things like that. So that I don't, as a quote content creator, having a park that's like content creation park. But I want to make Bikini Bottom as a water park. I'm sure I'm the only person on the planet with that idea. But I do. I want to make a Bikini Bottom water park. Because, as much as I don't like them, I'll make one. Like, they're fun. They're okay. I made a water park in Roller Coaster Tycoon, Tidal Point.
I'm sure it's fun once you kind of get into it.
Oh, sure.
And you see what is actually available to you.
Yeah. My knowledge of them...
They just don't excite me.
Yeah, my knowledge of them is lacking because I don't like them, so I don't visit them.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Which is crazy because you're in Texas, so you should like.
And that's all we have around us. We don't have any theme parks around us, but my God, if we don't have a ton of water parks. I don't...
And you don't go to any of them?
No. Well, I'm an indoor creature. Absolutely not. All right. Well, this was a fun.
They're fun.
This was a fun time. Get your parade floats in, everyone.
Absolutely.
Anything else on your agenda there that you want to chat about in this revival of the Bro Nation? I don't know if we're going to do another one of these anytime soon, but you had a bug and you wanted to do one, so here we are.
Yeah, we can aim for about once a month if we can remember.
Yeah, sure. We'll figure out what's next month. October, spooky season. We'll do a spooky season.
Well, we'll have more details about Planet Coaster 2 as well.
Yeah, maybe that's what this is. This is our thoughts on Planet Coaster 2 as it currently stands. Right now, I'm excited for it.
Same.
I think it's going to be good.
Very excited for it.
Good.
Like, way more, like we said initially, just like, when they said they really want to focus on IP and getting Disney involved, I was like, uh-oh, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, but then I think they ran into some financial troubles, amongst other things.
Yay!
Yay!
So it clipped their wings, and they realized they probably can't do more than what they can do.
But no, I think it's going to be good. I'm excited. So, yeah, I guess until next month then, yeah?
Sweet. Sounds good.
All right. Yeah, thanks for hanging out and listening to us. If you stuck with us the whole time, really do appreciate it. Be active in Bro Nation, and we'll see you in the Nation.
Yeah, see you later, guys.